Today in the show, Alejandro Garnacho officially becomes an Aston Villa player. Luca Modric, at 40 years old, agrees a new deal with Milan for the sake of Rúben Amorim. Barcelona urgently buys Aymeric Laporte for a bargain fee. Chelsea hijacks John Stones. And Inter Miami finally announces the transfer of Casemiro. We talk about all this and much more right now. All agent games and rumors regarding a potential departure of the English midfielder have been completely put to bed. 26-year-old Manchester City Academy graduate Phil Foden has officially put pen to paper on a new long-term contract with the club, running for 4 years until June 2030. The deal also includes an option for an automatic extension for another season at the club's initiative. The new financial terms make Foden one of the highest-paid British players in the Premier League, earning a salary of around £225,000 to £250,000 per week, plus bonuses for team trophies. This signing definitively closes rumors of a potential loan or sale of the midfielder to Turkish 𝗢𝗙𝗓𝗓 or Serie A clubs. For Foden himself, this is an important psychological reset following an ambiguous past season, due to which Thomas Tuchel did not even include him in the England national team squad for the World Cup. However, new sporting director Hugo Viana and head coach Enzo Maresca made it crystal clear that they view Phil as a fundamental leader of the revamped Manchester City. The player himself noted that he looks forward to continuing his work under Maresca. The 40-year-old Croatian maestro has decided to continue playing at the highest level and has reached a full agreement to sign a new deal with Milan. According to available information, the new contract runs for another season until June 30, 2027. At the same time, Modric's base salary will increase from €3.5 million to €4.5 million per year, plus individual performance bonuses. Despite the absence of a Champions League ticket and the departure of Massimiliano Allegri, Luka decided against retirement and turned down options from MLS and Saudi Arabia. A decisive role in this decision was played by a conversation with the new manager of the Rossoneri, Rúben Amorim. The newly appointed Portuguese specialist personally contacted the Croat and assured him that he views the 40-year-old veteran as a fundamental deep-lying playmaker to control the tempo in the center of the park and a mentor for young players. Modrić himself is eager to help the Rossoneri return to the top of Italian and European football, though to achieve this, he will have to make a sacrifice, according to available information. In October, Luka will definitively retire from the Croatian national team to focus entirely on his final season in Italy. Chelsea is considering the option of a free agent signing for 32-year-old England national team central defender John Stones. Following 10 years at Manchester City, the experienced defender left the club as a free agent and is currently searching for a new challenge after playing at the World Cup. Under the guidance of a new coaching staff headed by Xabi Alonso, the Blues have decided to temper their young squad with experienced veterans. Stones fits all criteria perfectly. He possesses colossal winning experience in the Premier League and the Champions League and does not require a transfer fee. In parallel, the Londoners continue negotiations with Crystal Palace regarding the transfer of Maxence Lacroix. The main competitor to Chelsea in the race for the Englishman is Milan's Inter, who also wants to secure Stones for free. However, a potential transfer to London directly depends on clearing out their own defense. Chelsea is ready to listen to offers for the sale or loan of Trevoh Chalobah and Benoit Badiashile, while for Axel Disasi, the Blues demand around £25 million plus bonuses. Initial inquiries for the French defender have already been made by Italian, Roma, and Milan. London Fulham has launched official negotiations with Madrid Real regarding a permanent transfer for 22-year-old Spanish forward Gonzalo Garcia. The main initiator of this deal is the new manager of the Cottagers, Álvaro Arbeloa. Having led the first team of Real over the past 6 months, the specialist thoroughly studied all the forward strengths and potential in training and matches. Now he is personally convincing the player and the Madrid hierarchy to sign the papers, guaranteeing Gonzalo a leading role in the attack of the London club. From the side of Real, Jose Mourinho also highly values the forward's profile, but candidly admitted that due to the presence of Kylian Mbappe, he cannot grant him a guaranteed spot in the starting lineup. The decision on the move rests entirely with the football player himself, while the Merengues will agree to a sale only on the condition of retaining a fixed buyback clause, similar to how the Madrid side previously pulled off the transfer of Nico Paz. 28-year-old Argentine central defender Cristian Romero has definitively decided to leave Tottenham. According to available information, the main favorite in the race for the world champion is Inter. The Milan club is at the most advanced stage of negotiations and is currently ironing out personal terms with the football player's camp. Romero himself views a return to Serie A as his priority destination. Despite Tottenham demanding around £45 to £50 million sterling for their leader, the Nerazzurri bosses count on significantly knocking down the price during official talks. Meanwhile, Barcelona, which highly rates the Argentine's profile, has been forced to withdraw from the race. The transfer is overly complex due to strict financial fair play restrictions and the Spurs' high price tag. The Catalans would only be able to enter the running in the event of an urgent sale or loan of their high-earning defenders, such as Andreas Christensen or Eric Garcia. Having lost the opportunity to compete for Romero, Barcelona instantly pivoted to a much more lucrative and accessible alternative. The number one priority for sporting director Deco and head coach Hansi Flick has become 32-year-old Athletic Bilbao Spanish defender Aymeric Laporte. At the World Cup, Laporte played a fundamental role for the Spain national team, where his center-back partnership with young Catalan Academy graduate Pau Cubarsí proved to be the strongest at the tournament. The Barcelona hierarchy aims to transpose this ready-made, cohesive partnership to the club. Furthermore, the experienced left-footed defender's contract contains a bargain release clause of just €12.5 million, making the deal completely safe for the Blaugrana budget. Deco has already held initial informal talks with the players' camp during the preseason tour in the USA. However, the club is in no rush to trigger the clause immediately. First, the Catalans plan to close a priority deal in the front line where Julián Álvarez is the preferred option, after which they will immediately finalize the transfer of Laporte as a quality, budget-friendly defensive reinforcement. This deal closed at truly mind-boggling speed. Just yesterday, initial reports of talks emerging appeared, and today the clubs have fully wrapped up all legal details. 22-year-old Chelsea Argentine winger Alejandro Garnacho officially moves to the Aston Villa camp. The clubs completely closed the agreement, the player's medical examination is already successfully booked in Birmingham, and the football player himself agreed personal terms on a long-term 4-year contract, which will take full effect upon completion of the first season. The main driver of this transfer was the Villains' manager, Unai Emery, who personally insisted on signing the Argentine as the ideal replacement for Morgan Rogers, who recently headed in the opposite direction to Stamford Bridge for a record-breaking £117 million. Formally, the transfer is structured as a loan with a conditional obligation to buy, but de facto it is a permanent sale of the player right now. This entire legal construct involving a loan is 100% accounting magic to strictly comply with financial fair play and PSR regulations. The clause for a future purchase of £40 to £42 million sterling is mandatory and activates upon fulfilling the simplest sporting criteria, for instance, making a few appearances or maintaining Premier League status. Such a trick suits both parties perfectly. Aston Villa registers a clean profit from the sale of Rodgers in this financial year, while deferring the main payment for Garnacho to the next period, avoiding audit warnings. On the other hand, Chelsea under Xabi Alonso streamlines its squad and receives a 100% guarantee of £42 million landing next summer. Alejandro Garnacho himself secures the desired regular playing time in the Premier League and the opportunity to perform at the highest level under Emery. Write in the comments whether Alejandro Garnacho can become the new attacking leader for Aston Villa. Fans' dreams of a reunion of legends in the USA are becoming a reality. Inter Miami has officially announced the signing of 34-year-old Brazilian defensive midfielder Casemiro. Since the Brazilian decided not to extend his contract with Manchester United, the reinforcement arrives at the Florida club completely free of charge as a free agent. The base contract of the five-time Champions League winner runs until the end of the MLS 2027 season and contains an option for an automatic extension for another season until June 2029. However, the most interesting aspect is the financial structure of the deal. Since all designated player slots in the squad are already occupied, the Brazilian's base salary under league regulations is capped at under $2 million per year. His primary income sources in the USA will consist of commercial deals, merchandise sales percentages, and image bonuses backed by club owners Jorge Mas and David Beckham. In addition, Inter Miami had to pay around $1 million in compensation for the player's rights to LA Galaxy.